Good morning to one and all. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the spread spectrum. So here are my session outlines. That is the basics of spread spectrum, need of spread spectrum. Third, the block diagram of spread spectrum. Fourth, the working, and fifth, the significance. So these are my session outlines which I'll be covering further. So first, if we talk about what is spread spectrum. So when you transmit information with bandwidth, that is your band limited signal, when you send it over a channel, then there are so many limitations in band limited channel. So all we use is to do is we try to increase the bandwidth of information which we have forwarded as a message. So it is basically a technique where we can increase the bandwidth of your information. If we talk about the basic definition, so it is a modulation technique in which the transmitted bandwidth is larger than the information signal bandwidth. Here the bit rate of spreading sequence is much higher than the input data. So basically if we have suppose this is our input bandwidth, I write it as this is our input bandwidth. So if it is passed through your spread spectrum, so here we'll get that the spectrum bandwidth will increase. For example, this is your bandwidth B. So this bandwidth will become, when it will get increased after the spread spectrum, so it will become as BSS. So here we call it as spreaded bandwidth. So from here we can see that the bandwidth is getting increased. So this is the case we do in spread spectrum. Here we note one more point, that is the spreading factor or processing gain. Here we have one formula, that is your BSS is equals to LB, where L is equals to BSS upon B. So here the L is the processing gain. Now this is L is equals to BSS upon B. This is used in your analog system, while your L is equals to TB upon TC is used in your digital system. So this is this new term that we can see over here, that is the spreading factor or the processing gain. So the spreading factor, here we have BSS equals to L into B. So here we can see here L is equals to BSS upon B, that is used in your analog system, while your L is equals to TB upon TC is used in your digital system. So here I will be explaining you in analog system, that is your FHSS, and while in digital system I will be explaining your DSS. So coming on now to the need of spread spectrum. Now the thing arises, why you are using the need of getting spread spectrum. So here we can see that the bandwidth utilization is divided into two categories, that is your multiplexing and your multiple access scheme. So here the multiplexing is further categorized into four, that is your FDM, TDM, CDM and WDM. That is your frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, code division multiplexing and your wide division multiplexing. While your multiple access scheme is further categorized into FDMA, that is frequency division multiplexing, TDMA, time division multiplexing, CDMA, code division multiplexing, SDMA, that is space division multiplexing, and IDMA, that is interleaved division multiplexing. So here the FDMA and TDMA, these are the most popular methods that is being used, but in SS in spread spectrum we only consider the CDMA. So there were some limitations in FDMA and TDMA, so to overcome that we were using the CDMA scheme in spread spectrum. So the limitation of FDMA and TDMA were, that is due to your limited bandwidth, it requires higher spectral efficiency. So it was a limitation कि due to your higher bandwidth, it required higher spectral efficiency. There was narrow, due to the high limited bandwidth, there was a narrow band spectrum, along with that concentrated spectrum. So because of these reasons, we go for CDMA, that is your code division multiplexing. Now coming on to the basic block diagram of spread spectrum. Here we can see that here we have an input data. This is known as your modulator or spreader. Here it is connected, modulator and spreader is connected with your frequency synthesizer, and it is connected to your PN sequence. Now this is your transmitter side, this is your transmitter side, and here we have a receiver side. So at receiver side we have a demodulator or your D spreader that is connected within frequency synthesizer, and your frequency synthesizer is connected with your PN sequence. Now if I say that if I have an input bandwidth that is B, so after that it will get modulated, or after spreading your bandwidth will become BSS, and after then it is passed through a channel at the receiver end, it will demodulate the data and will get the output data. So this is basically the block diagram of spread spectrum. Now coming on to the significance of spread spectrum. The first one is immunity to jamming. Second, low interference. Third, high processing gain. Fourth, easy encryption. Fifth, greater security. And next, that is multiple access. So there is, here we can see that whatever code we will be transferring to the receiver end, except the user, nobody else will be knowing about the code. So this is the greatest point, that it provides the security to the code. So this is all about your spread spectrum. Thank you.